You think she's looking at your abs, or your jawline, or your height, but you're wrong. The truth? Women notice three specific things about you within seconds before you even say a word. And it's not what you've been told by movies, influencers, or locker room myths. This isn't about looks, it's about signals. Silent messages your body sends, whether you realize it or not, that tell her everything. Are you confident? Are you safe? Are you someone worth her time? Or just another guy trying too hard? And if you're not aware of these signals, you're already losing. If your three signs are weak, I guarantee you won't be able to hold a woman's attention, no matter how hard you try. And if you keep ignoring them, she'll walk away and never look back. But here's the good news, you can fix it fast. So if you're tired of being overlooked, if you've dated 0 women or 10 and still feel invisible, watch this video all the way to the end, then hit like so YouTube shows you more truth like this. And in the comments, tell me honestly, how many women have you actually dated? Don't lie, don't flex, just tell the truth. Because your answer is the first step to changing everything. Let's be real for a second. You've probably walked into a room, smiled, tried to be charming, and still got ignored. You've dressed well, worked out, even said all the right things. Yet she stayed distant, cold, uninterested. And you started wondering, oh, what's wrong with me? Here's the reality check. It's not about what's wrong with you. It's about what you're unintentionally broadcasting. Women are wired through evolution, experience, and emotional intelligence to read men fast. Not to judge you harshly, but to protect themselves, to filter out chaos, insecurity, and neediness before it even speaks. And they do it by watching 3 body parts closely, instantly, without thinking. These aren't random, they're windows into your inner world, your nervous system, your self-worth. So if you've been feeling invisible, overlooked, like you're always the nice guy who gets friend-zoned, it might not be your personality. It might be these silent signals you're sending without knowing. Now, before we get into the 3 body parts, don't brace yourself for some shallow checklist. This isn't about buying new clothes or flexing in the mirror. This is about presence, energy, the quiet confidence that doesn't beg for attention. It earns it. Because here's what most men miss. Women don't fall for perfection. They fall for certainty, for calm, for a man who doesn't need her approval to feel whole. And that kind of energy, it shows up in your body before you even open your mouth. So let's pull back the curtain. Over the next few minutes, you'll see exactly what women notice first and why. You'll understand the psychology behind it, not as theory, but as lived truth. You'll hear what women actually think in those first few seconds, not what they say later to be polite. And more importantly, you'll learn how to shift it, not by pretending, but by becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to be noticed, because he's already at peace with himself. This isn't about manipulation, it's about alignment. Because when you stop chasing validation, something strange happens. She starts noticing you, not for what you're doing to impress her, but for who you are when you're not trying at all. But first, let's name the 3 body parts. And no, your chest isn't one of them. Your hands are, your eyes are, and your posture, especially your shoulders and spine, is the third. These aren't chosen randomly. They reveal your emotional state, your self-respect, and your readiness for real connection. Now we'll break down each one, not with cold facts, but with real moments you've lived. The coffee shop glance, the party where you felt invisible, the date where she seemed interested, then pulled away. You'll finally understand why, and once you do, you'll never walk into a room the same way again. Because the game isn't about being seen, it's about being felt. And that starts with how you carry yourself when no one's watching. Let's go deeper, because knowing what she notices isn't enough. You need to understand why and what it secretly says about you. We're talking about 3 body parts: your eyes, your hands, and your posture. Not because they're attractive, but because they're honest. They can't lie. And women know it. First, your eyes. You might think she's checking if you're handsome, but really she's asking, Can I trust you? When you look at her, do your eyes dart away? Do they stare too hard, like you're hungry for approval? Or do they hold steady, calm, like you're already okay, no matter her reaction? Women feel that instantly. A woman once told me, if a man's eyes are nervous, his heart is too, and I don't have time to fix that. Harsh? Maybe, but real. Your eyes reveal your inner state. If you're anxious, seeking, or trying to win her, she sees it, not as judgment, but as information. Her brain flags it. This one needs something from me. I'll be drained. But if your gaze is relaxed, present, not pleading, she feels safe. Not because you're perfect, but because you're grounded. Second, your hands. Yes, your hands. You've probably never thought about them, but she has. Are they fidgeting, clenched, shoving nervously in your pockets? Or are they still, purposeful, maybe gently gesturing as you speak, like you're comfortable in your own skin? Hands show emotional control. A man who's at peace doesn't need to touch his face, adjust his shirt, or play with his phone every 3 seconds. His hands rest. They act with intention. Women notice that. Because hands that are calm signal, I'm not running, I'm not desperate, I belong here. And in a world full of men who rush, grab, or perform, that quiet stillness is magnetic. Third, your posture, not your muscles, your stance. Are your shoulders slumped like you're carrying shame? Are you leaning forward, trying to get in her space, her attention, her life? Or do you stand tall, not stiff, not showy, but like you take up space without apology? This isn't about being alpha, it's about self-respect. A woman doesn't need a man who dominates the room. She needs one who owns his place in it without needing hers. When you walk into a room with your chest caved in, your neck forward, your energy collapsed, you're silently saying, I'm not enough. And she believes you, not because she's cruel, but because your body just confirmed her deepest fear. He'll need me to make him feel worthy, and I'm tired. But when you stand with your spine long, shoulders relaxed back, head level, you radiate quiet strength, not arrogance, not performance, just wholeness. And that makes her curious. Because for the first time, she's not being needed. She's being chosen. And that changes everything. These 3 things, eyes, hands, posture, they're not tricks. They're reflections. They show whether you're coming from lack or from fullness. And women feel that difference in seconds, not because they're shallow, but because they've learned, through heartbreak, through wasted time, that a man's outer stillness often mirrors his inner peace. And peace? That's rare. So if you've been wondering why she glances, then walks away, look down, not at your clothes, at your hands. Look in the mirror, not at your face, at your eyes. Stand up, not to impress, but to remember, you belong here. Because the man she can't ignore isn't the loudest. He's the one who's finally stopped begging to be seen. Now you get it. It's not about your height, not your wallet, not even your face. It's about 3 body parts women notice in you within seconds. And if they're sending the wrong signal, she's already checked out before you even said, hey. But today, that changes. Because in this video, we're uncovering exactly what those 3 body parts are, and more importantly, how to use them to radiate calm, confidence, and quiet strength without saying a single word. So if you're serious about finally being seen, hit subscribe right now. Because every day, we drop raw, real updates on female psychology, hidden red flags, women show early, dating mistakes, killing your chances, and how to become the kind of man women can't ignore. This isn't theory, it's what actually works, in real life with real women. And before you go, comment below. Which of these 3 body parts do you need to work on most? Your answer tells me what you're ready to fix, but don't skip ahead. Watch till the end. Now let's talk about the pain you've been carrying, because if you're watching this, chances are you've felt invisible, you've shown up, you've been kind, You've listened. You've tried to be the good guy. And still, she chose someone else, someone louder, ruder, less reliable. And you started questioning yourself, am I not enough? Do I need to change everything about me? Here's the truth you need to hear. You're not crazy, and you're not broken. What you're feeling, that ache of being overlooked, it's real. And it's shared by millions of men who've been taught to chase, to perform, to shrink themselves into what they think women want. But here's what no one told you. Women don't ignore you because you're too nice. They pull away because your energy screams, I need you to fix me. Even if your words say, I'm fine, your body betrays you. Your eyes flicker with hope every time she glances your way. Your hands twist your drink like you're holding on to control. Your shoulders curl inward as if you don't deserve to take up space in her world. And she feels it, not as a flaw in you, but as a warning in her gut. Because deep down, every woman knows this. A man who doesn't respect himself won't be able to truly honor her, not out of malice, but because he's too busy filling his own emptiness. So she walks, not because you're unworthy, but because she's protecting her peace. And that's not rejection, that's clarity. You weren't meant for her, and she wasn't meant to be your salvation. This is the moment most men miss. They double down on chasing, they buy new clothes, they rehearse lines, they try to be more confident like it's a costume. But confidence isn't worn, it's grown from silence, from solitude, from choosing yourself when no one's watching. And that's where your power begins. Because here's what happens when you stop begging for her attention. You start building something real inside yourself. You stand taller, not to impress, but because you've stopped apologizing for existing. Your hands stop fidgeting because you're no longer nervous about her verdict. Your eyes meet hers, not to seek approval, but to say, I see you, and I'm already whole. And that shift, it terrifies the part of her that took you for granted. Because now, you're not available for her convenience. You're becoming someone she can't predict. Someone who doesn't crumble when she pulls away. Someone who doesn't vanish when she gives mixed signals. Someone who stays steady, whether she's there or not. And that's when regret creeps in. Not because you played games, but because you finally showed her what real self-respect looks like. And she realizes she walked away from it. But here's the twist. By then, you won't care. Because you've stopped measuring your worth through her eyes. You've started living from a place of quiet certainty, where your value isn't up for debate. And that's the ultimate power move. Not revenge, not silence as punishment, but silence as sovereignty. The kind that says, I'm not waiting for you to notice me. I'm too busy becoming the man I was meant to be. And when you live like that, she doesn't just notice you. She wonders how she ever missed you. But by then, your focus has already shifted. You are not here to be chosen. You are here to choose yourself. That's the truth you've been running from. Because deep down, you've tied your worth to her glance, her text back, her smile in a crowded room. But real power? It starts the moment you untie that knot. Your value was never in how much she noticed you. It was always in how deeply you respected yourself, even when no one was watching. So stop trying to fix your look. Start aligning your energy. Stand like you belong, because you do. Move your hands with purpose, not to impress, but because you're present. Let your eyes rest in calm, not searching for validation, but offering quiet strength. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about coming home to who you already are. The man who doesn't flinch when she's distant. The man who doesn't shrink when she tests him. The man who knows his peace is non-negotiable. And when you live from that place, something shifts. Women don't just notice you, they feel you. Not as a threat, not as a savior, but as a mirror. A mirror of what's possible when a man stops begging for love and starts embodying it. You'll attract the kind of woman who doesn't want to fix you or complete you. She wants to walk beside you because you're already whole. And the ones who walked away, let them. Their absence isn't a loss. It's a filter. It's life making space for someone who sees you, not for what you can give her, but for who you are when you give nothing. And still stand tall. So stop chasing, stop performing, stop editing yourself to fit her temporary mood. Your mission now isn't to be seen by her. It's to become undeniable to yourself. Work out, not to get her attention, but to honor your body. Speak clearly, not to win her over, but because your truth matters. Walk with your shoulders back, not to look strong, but because you've stopped carrying shame. This is your quiet revolution, and it starts with one decision. I will no longer confuse her silence with my worth. You are enough, not when she says so, but right now. Flawed, learning, growing, standing. That's more than enough. Now I want you to pause. Think of the last time you felt overlooked. Really feel it. Now ask yourself, was I trying to be seen, or was I already at peace with being unseen? There's your answer. Because the moment you stop needing her to notice you, you become impossible to ignore. Not through tricks, not through games, but through the raw, unshakable power of a man who finally chose himself. So go build that man, in the gym, in your work, in your silence, in your discipline. Let your eyes soften with self-trust. Let your hands rest with certainty. Let your posture say, I am here, not for you, but for me. And watch what happens. Not because you forced it, but because you became it. Final question for you. What's one way you've been seeking validation through your body language, and how will you shift it starting today? If your 3 signs are weak, she's already gone, no matter how good you are. But now you know eyes, hands, posture, they speak before you do. Fix them and everything changes. Like this video, so you see more truth. Subscribe for daily drops on female psychology, red flags, and real dating power. Comment, which body part do I need to work on? And if you're ready for the next level, watch next, How to Ask a Woman for Intimacy. Link below. Because attraction starts with being seen, but real connection starts with respect. Now go stand like you mean it.